Good morning, everybody. Clubby here, and welcome back after quite a long hiatus to Better Than Adventure. Sorry if the microphone picked up on that. I have a lot of people around here who drive with no mufflers on their cars, so it's really cool. Um, last episode, geez, what did we even do last episode? Oh, right, last episode we finished. Well, we didn't finish. We built and finished the residential district over here across from Lee's General Store, and uh, that went okay. Um, and for today's episode, what I wanted to do was I wanted to uh, basically, right, uh, I wanted to finish or not finish, sorry, my brain's all discombobulated, but I wanted to build the Miners Guild. Now, I don't believe I really spoke about it all that often in the last episodes. Sorry, it gets under my eye here. But what I want to do is I want to build, well, as I just said, a Miners Guild. And I've already leveled out the terrain here, and I've got some materials. But basically, with my strip mine being right here down by the center of town here, I wanted to put a little mine here so that it feels a little more not natural, but I guess normal. So my plan for this is actually I want to have a little like depot right here, and then I want to have stilts that kind of come up an arch to here, and then over to here, and then have the depot underneath with like ores and tools and furnaces and stuff. And then above that, I want to have a little building that'll have like the offices, or like the administrative office, and maybe some like workers' quarters and stuff. It'll be cool. You'll see. You'll see. But um, first things first, I am going to run over here and grab the other bits and bobs of stone that I had smelting, because I want to give this building quite a bit of variation in terms of the way the outer facade looks, and I think the best way to do that will be mixing a couple of different types of stone. So, with all that said and done, I suppose really the only thing left to do is to get cracking. Now, before I get, a few comments about it, to answer the question of where I have been, to put it very, very, very shortly, about 2 or 3 weeks after the last episode, where we built the residential district, I started having really bad health problems. I mean, just like awful. I was having chest pains. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't sleep. I would feel like I needed to throw up every single time I ate. And I was really, really worried that something was like seriously wrong with me, as you do. And so I went to a bunch of different doctors over the course of like 6 or 7 weeks. I had a bunch of tests done. I had blood work, I had urinary work, I had a couple of different ultrasounds of different parts of my body. I wore a heart monitor for a week. I had a couple EKGs done. Like a lot is what I'm saying. And I just felt like shit. I mean, just totally wicked bad. And it turns out, after about 7 weeks of feeling like that, that I was having anxiety. And I didn't think it was anxiety, because from my understanding of anxiety attacks, I thought they were things that would kind of ebb and flow and come on and go away. I didn't think that they were things that could happen like 24/7. So it turns out that evidently you can in fact have anxiety like that 24/7, and what I was having was just anxiety. So they put me on this drug. I think it's called venlafaxine or something like that. Venaflaxine, something. I don't know. But they put me on that, and I've been feeling a lot better. So here we are, and yeah, here I am. So um, basically, that's kind of what's been going on. That and work. Work has been a constant uh, in my life as well. So yeah, I've just been kind of busy with life. Uh, it happens. But I'm back now. I'm good now. And yeah, I don't know. I just kind of felt like recording today. So here we are. Um, I hope you all have been doing well. Um, I mean, I don't ever directly speak to any of you, but I try to respond to comments where applicable, and I hope you guys have been doing okay. World has been the world. I mean, is there really anything else to say? It's just kind of life as usual in the rest of the world, so nothing much to mention there. Let's see, what else really? I mean, not a whole lot has been going on. Been kind of a boring couple of months. I feel like there's some sort of major event that happened that I'm forgetting about that everyone's going to be like, oh my god, how could you have not talked about it? But I don't know. I just, nothing comes to mind right now. Did the FNAF movie come out before or after the last time? Jeez, it's been... No, okay, the FNAF movie's been out. I don't think I've talked about it, though. Have I talked about it? I don't know. If I've already talked about it, you'll have to forgive me, but I'm going to go on a rant about it. Because I'm trying to think of things to say. Because I'm not very good at this whole YouTube thing. But, yeah, the FNAF movie came out towards the end of last year. I think it was. I don't know. My sense of time is warped. Another car, by the way. But it was good, I think. Some people hated it, some people liked it. I'm kind of in the middle ground where I don't know. It was cool. It had good fan service, and I think that they did a good job with what they had. I don't think by any means it was like the greatest movie ever. I thought there were parts where it kind of dragged on a little bit. And I certainly think that there are a couple of things that they could have done better. But I don't think it was bad. I thought it was pretty good. Being someone who's been a Five Nights at Freddy's fan since I was a very young child, which, granted, I probably shouldn't have been, considering that the whole game revolves around people getting murdered in gruesome and grotesque ways by killer robots. But I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was good for what it was. So yeah, I don't know. I do think that it was definitely one of those movies where if you hadn't been pre-exposed to Five Nights at Freddy's or in any kind of way, you would have like pretty much zero idea what was going on. But then again, I think that's okay. I don't think that every movie ever has to be something that's like, what's it called, kind of marketable to all audiences. In fact, I kind of think that is what has kind of killed movies in general, at least for me. Because so much, it feels like, of like modern cinema is just like the most like widely appealing like just garbage that you can really pump out, and that's not me saying anything on the thing of like diversity in movies or anything like that, because you'll have some people who are total chuds come along and be like, why are you casting all of these like people of color and women? And it's like, it's not that per se. Now, I think that there are movies that do that simply to pander to those groups, and I'm not saying that there isn't, but I don't think that casting diverse people is necessarily the problem. Again, sorry about those cards. They're really fucking active today, and I don't know why. But I do think that there is like serious pandering that goes on across the board in modern movies, and honestly, I don't think that's the way that movies should be. I think that I don't know. I think that films should be things that are made by people because they're things that they're passionate about, not by giant corporate entities who are looking to make the most amount of money. And so that, to me, kind of ruined / is ruining movies. And some people feel the same way, some people don't. I don't care. Again, you're entitled to your own opinion. But, I don't know. That's just the way I feel about it. And I think that using films as a means to make the most amount of money is the wrong way to go about making films. As a matter of fact, if you feel the same way that I do, I highly recommend checking out kind of foreign films. Not like snobby, like weird, like French art house films. I don't mean like that. But like British movies are actually quite good. I'm a big fan of really any kind of film or series that comes out of Britain. Of course, I'm a little biased because I grew up watching Top Gear. But there's this really great movie that I like called Threads. You might have heard of it. There's some YouTube like essays that have been made about it. But basically, for those of you that don't know what it is, pardon me, I'm going to take a sip of my water here. Okay, but for those of you that don't know what it is a British film that was made in Sheffield in 1984. Or was it 83? I think it was 83. It was either 84 or 83. But it was a British film made in 1983 about the prospect of nuclear war. And the movie follows a couple of different characters and a couple of different groups. And the plot synopsis that I will give, without really going too in depth into anything, because I don't really want to spoil anything, because I highly encourage you to watch it. It's actually on YouTube. You can watch it for free. And I don't mean like YouTube movies like, oh, free with ads. I mean like it is just uploaded on a YouTube channel for free. Just look up Threads 1983. But anyway, but the plot of the movie, the synopsis of it that I'll give is basically it is considered by many different atomic energy commissions as well as atomic and nuclear activist groups to be the most realistic depiction of nuclear war ever made. It is not a movie for those of you who are already scared of that premise. Or maybe it is, I don't know. But it is one of those films where you kind of walk away from it feeling different, if that makes any sense. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Again, I'm not very good at this whole YouTube thing, but it is really good. I like it a lot, and the pacing is fast enough to keep you engaged, but slow enough to not make you feel like you're gonna fucking puke. Because, like I was saying, one of the biggest things that I think in modern American movies that kind of is very evident is that they're all kind of made with people with short attention spans in mind. And for the record, I have ADHD. I don't have a problem with people who have short attention spans, but I do think that when you're talking about typically very old aristocratic men making films, as most modern directors are either very, very wealthy or directly under the thumb of a corporate board of some kind, then you kind of start moving away from things that are made to keep you engaged but still treat you as intelligent, and moving more so towards things that are to constantly keep you engaged so you don't have a minute to kind of sit there and say like, well, that didn't really make sense and that's obviously just pandering, or it's obviously just there to lengthen the runtime of the movie, etc., etc. And so I don't know. I just really like British films a lot because they kind of treat the viewer as a little more intelligent, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that makes sense, maybe it doesn't, but either way, that's just kind of my thoughts on it. But with that being said, Threads is really great because before I watched it, I was kind of one of those people who was on the fence about things like nuclear bombs. I mean, everyone knows that nuclear bombs are bad things. Weapons of mass destruction could not be a more appropriate name for them. But I was kind of on the fence because I was one of those people where I thought, like, yeah, they're bad, but everyone has them, so blah, 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 blah. But when I watched Threads, and it kind of put into perspective, for me at least, about, like, how shitty life would be after a nuclear war, I have since become a very staunch advocate for nuclear disarmament. Now, granted, is that a realistic goal? No, probably not. And will it ever happen again? No, probably not, unless they are used, which nuclear accelerationists shout out. But no, in all seriousness, though, it definitely is one of those movies that, if nothing else, will change your opinion. Because I had never really had the prospect of nuclear war presented in such a way before, and frankly, I don't think I ever will again, just because it is just so well done, because it also starts like 2 or 3 weeks before the bombs fall, and it kind of builds this really, really, really almost scarily believable atmosphere of like world events that lead to nuclear war. And for someone like me who's very into things like history and politics, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, that's kind of cool, that's believable, like I kind of like that. Not in the sense if you like it as in you like the thought of it happening, but more so in the sense of you like it because it's believable. You know what I mean? It's of course, it's a little dated because it was made, again, in the 1980s when the Soviet Union was still around. But its message and its themes are very much still applicable to the modern world, especially with current world tensions with things like Israel and Palestine and Russia and Ukraine. Israel and Russia both being nuclear-capable countries. In terms of they either have the bomb or have the means to make the bomb. But both of them have the bomb, so I don't even know why I would throw in that second caveat. But, yeah. By the way, if you didn't know, Israel does have a nuclear arsenal, which is something that I didn't even know about until a couple of weeks ago. So, have fun sleeping tonight. But no, yeah, I don't know. I really like it. I would recommend watching it if you're kind of in the same place that I used to be, where you're on the fence about nuclear war, or not even nuclear war, but just nuclear weapons in general. It's an opinion changer. I like it a lot. But anyways, back to Minecraft. Silly little transition there. What I'm kind of doing here is I'm trying to build this structure out to make the guild kind of up here. So this is going to be like the actual building. And then down underneath here is where we're going to put like some ores and things, build a little depot of sorts. Now as for what exactly I'm going to put down here, I'm not sure yet. I actually don't even know if there is minecarts in this version. It doesn't. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe there is. Okay, well, maybe I'll build a minecart track then, but that's not going to be this episode if I do that. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. We'll kind of see. Play it by ear. Or by sense, I guess. I have a feeling that today's episode isn't going to be the longest. This isn't a very large building, as you can tell. I might make it go kind of up the mountainside and then have like a cool little precipice up there, because I think it would look cool if it kind of rose above this building next to it. Now, I'm going to need a lot more stone if I do that. Actually, now that I'm thinking about that, it would be kind of cool to make this like a spire, wouldn't it? Oh, I just love making things complicated for myself, don't I? But anyway. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah. Nice weather we've been having. I'm sorry, guys. I really just, I don't know. I'm bad at segues. Speaking of segues, you guys remember hoverboards? Whatever happened with them? Like, cause they were this big fad for like maybe 4 months, and then they just like disappeared off the face of the earth, and I haven't seen one in like, God, it must have been it must be like at least 6 years now, or however long it's been since they were a thing. And like, I genuinely have not thought about them until like right now. So yeah, I wonder what happened there. Well, probably nothing interesting as per usual, but probably just the typical fad thing where they were popular for a couple of months, everyone realized it was stupid, and then moved on with their lives. That seems to be what happens most of the time anyway, with most fads, so I don't know, but I don't really care either, so whatever. So yeah, I don't really have like a preset plan in mind with this. Really, the only idea that I had going into it was, like I said, kind of making it this little kind of arch over the depot here. But I think it's going to kind of just pan out as I build it. Like I said, I kind of, with the way I build in Minecraft, because I have had people in the comments ask me about it before, I build just kind of, I just kind of let it flow. I don't really make plans. I don't really like plan out ahead a whole lot. I just kind of have a general idea of what I'm doing, and then I just kind of run with it and see where it takes me. And I find that in Minecraft, for me, and everyone builds a little differently in Minecraft. Some people like having, you know, those really in-depth plans that takes you like a whole 2 days to even just draw up, and then executing it and seeing it all fall into place. I don't mind doing that, but the way that I prefer to build is I just kind of like letting my creative juices, if you will, sort of flow, and then just kind of seeing what happens. Oh, sorry, that was gross noise. I like swallowed a little bit of air there in a weird way. Ugh. But so as a base, that's looking good. These pillars I'm gonna extend pretty far up. I don't know really how far, but far enough to be noticeable. And then we'll see where that goes. But yeah, so just kind of going along as we go along here, I suppose. I say I suppose a lot, huh? I should stop doing that so often, but whatever. Anyway, oh yeah, Smiling Friends Season 2 is almost entirely out. The last episode of the season, which is episode 8, I believe, is coming out this Sunday. It's been really good this season. Like, Season 1 I liked, don't get me wrong. I mean, I like Zach, Psychic Pebbles. I've always liked his kind of animations. I've been following him since, like, Hellbenders, and all that. And, you know, I watch Oni plays and stuff like that. But Smiling Friends has been really good. Season 1 was okay. I didn't, like, hate it or anything. I didn't think it was bad. But I did think that some of the episodes were kind of meh. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But, like, the Halloween special for Season 1 I thought was kind of meh. And I also thought that, I don't know, just quite a few of the episodes weren't really something that I I've gone out of my way to rewatch. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were episodes that were really good. My favorite one out of season 1... Ooh, that's actually a tough question. My favorite episode out of season 1 is probably either Shrimp or... Probably either the episode where Charlie and Pim have to help Shrimp, because I think Shrimp, I think his voice is really funny. I always have liked that kind of weird, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Not like a weird Scottish accent, because Scottish accents are kind of cool. But, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Shrimp is a reference to somebody. I just don't know who. And it really fucking bothers me, because I like... Anyway. But my whole point is, my favorite episode out of season 1 is probably either that one, or Charlie dies and doesn't come back. I thought those were really, really good episodes. But, going back to season 2, season 2 has been really good. I've really enjoyed season 2 a lot. Like, there's only been, like, one episode that's kind of and that was, Wembley, I think. That episode was, like, okay. It wasn't bad, don't get me wrong, it was just, I don't know. Like, it was a good season opener. I thought that, Adult Swim did a really good job making that, like, the pilot of season 2. Or it's not really the pilot, but you know what I mean. The opening episode of season 2. But, I don't know, it just didn't really strike me as all that memorable. But all the other episodes in the season, really fucking good. I really have liked season 2 a lot more than season 1, because I kind of walked away from season 1 feeling like, okay, yeah, that was all right. But season 2 is like I think a lot of it probably has to do with the fact that they were working on a much more limited budget and time crunch for season 1. And also probably a smaller staff. I don't know if that part's true, but I'm kind of assuming it is. Because Adult Swim kind of, to my understanding, is hesitant with, like, new shows. But season 2 has been really good. As well as, like, all the different cameos and references. They've all been, like, really good. I mean, to be fair, that is, like, most of what Smiling Friends' humor is based off of, is, like, absurd references and stuff. But I don't know, I've just really liked it. I thought that season 2 has been really good. So yeah, and as always, I would go check it out if you haven't already, because Zach Hadel is really fucking funny, so is Michael Cusack. I think I'm saying that right, Cusack. Yeah, they're funny guys, and their absurdist humor definitely, I think, strikes a chord with all of us who are internet-brained Zoomer monkeys. So, yeah, I'd go watch it if you haven't already. Chances are, if you're on YouTube and you're watching my silly little Let's Play series of Minecraft, you probably have already watched it. But if you haven't, go watch it. I'm not asking. Yeah, good movie, good show. Yeah, not much else to say, really. Also, I have a question for you guys in the comments. Should I start cutting out, like, parts of the episodes and making them shorter, like maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and just kind of cutting out the parts where I just sort of don't talk about anything interesting? Or do you prefer me keeping kind of everything in? Because I've thought about it. I've thought about, like, what I want to do with this channel moving forward. And like I've said before, I don't really want to be just, like, the Minecraft guy, because there's already a million Minecraft guys on YouTube. And also, I want to do what I want to do. I don't want to, like, be stuck playing one game. Because, as we've seen, on top of just the health stuff recently, I should also say part of my hiatus has been that I just haven't really been feeling Minecraft. And I'm one of those people, like, I respect the shit out of those Minecraft YouTubers who do the insane crap, like, oh, I got 30,000 you know, Eyes of Ender and you know, Hardcore Survival, or oh, I collected every illegal item in you know, Hardcore Minecraft Survival, which, by the way, uh, shout out to Kalani. He's a cool guy. He's a little, his editing style is a little obnoxious, I think, but his content is enjoyable, to say the least. Sorry, just shifting in my chair here. But he does some pretty impressive stuff, and I have mad respect for those guys, because, like, I genuinely do not know how you sit down and play Minecraft for, like, 3.5 weeks straight, every day, for, like, several hours without going insane. Because I'm one of those people where, like, even by the ends of these episodes, typically I'm about ready to just kind of stop playing for the day. I'm just like, okay, that was good, that's fine. I'm not going to touch this game again for, like, a week. Because I know that if I keep going, I will be burnt out of Minecraft in, like, a week. I mean, there's that running joke on the internet about, like, oh, the Minecraft phase where, like, every year or so, everyone kind of at the same time gets the urge to play Minecraft for about 2 months and then not touch it again for the rest of the year. But, yeah. I mean, I definitely fall victim to that myself, more than I would care to admit. And also, I feel like I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass here for, making my channel, kind of be founded on foundations of playing Minecraft. Because I'm going to be entirely honest with you guys. I don't really care to only play Minecraft. I'm going to be real. And even other Minecraft stuff I've tried doing has not gone super well. The series that I started with my friend Evan, Parasitic Skies, which again, by the way, you should go check it out if you haven't already. It's cool, I think. But that series has, like, not been doing nearly as well as Better Than Adventure. It's been, and, like, again, I don't really do YouTube for the views or anything. I do it because I find it, you know, enjoyable. But like, it was a little disheartening because, as I've, you know, said many times, I'm super grateful for all the attention that this series has been getting, and I know that's, like, the stupid default YouTuber thing to say. But genuinely, it does make me happy knowing that people are watching this series, don't get me wrong, but, like, I want to eventually do other things, play other games, make other content, and it's a little scary seeing that, like, nobody really watched even just my other Minecraft Let's Play. So, I don't know. And that's not to say that I'm sitting here, like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, you guys aren't supporting me enough. I don't mean it like that, because that's lame and stupid. And also, it's the internet. No one has sympathy on the internet, so why you would even try to sympathy bait is, like, beyond me. But, I don't know, just kind of thinking out loud here. So I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. And there, you know, and to be fair, I only have, like, 360 subscribers. Oh, I almost forgot. I don't know if I've said this already, but thank you guys for 300 subscribers. I really am kind of blown away. I never even, you know, expected that my channel would ever get kind of beyond about 100, as I've said before. So the fact that we're closing in on 500,000 is really crazy to me. I mean, we're almost to 400 as is, and that's just, like, that's insane to me that you people are actually watching this garbage. No, I'm just kidding, but well, I'm not kidding about it being garbage, but I am grateful that you guys are watching it. It does mean a lot, even if I am just a little small YouTuber who's got a little couple hundred subscribers. But yeah, it's been really great getting feedback and seeing comments that aren't left by my friends trying to boost my engagement. Because you know, I'm not an egotist. I'm not above admitting that back when I was trying really hard at YouTube, I would ask friends to go to my videos and leave comments and like it and stuff like that. So, but I don't know, the YouTube algorithm gods seem to have finally decided to throw me a bone with all you guys that are new and watching. So yeah, I appreciate it. It's, you know, it's genuinely been really cool. So thank you. But yeah. So all in all, that's not a terrible start. I'm thinking the way I'm breaking up the pillars with some other blocks to make it look a little uglier isn't working the greatest. I'm gonna roll with it though, and if I really, really, really can't stand it, I'll just change it off camera between this episode and next episode. But yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. By the way, I don't think I have actively spoken about this yet, but my favorite build by far that I've done so far on this this series is definitely this building that we're in right now, because this little like inside like the corridors here, as well as the just general little like cramped feeling of it, and this kind of central plaza and the rotunda. It's just, I don't know, I really like the way that this build came out. It's really cool. Also, just so you guys are aware, at the end of this series, whenever that is, because I really don't know how long I'm going to keep it going, probably until I've built a fairly impressive town. And by my metric, for the record, we're not even close to fairly impressive yet, so don't worry about that. But once I've built basically a city that feels somewhat believable in terms of size, I will probably end the series there. But what I was going to say is that whenever that is, in 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, whenever, I will put this world up for download somewhere, probably a Google Drive link, I don't know, or like FileZilla or something, but yeah, so, but it's nowhere near impressive enough, nor do I have nearly enough people who would care to download it to where I feel like I want to do that just yet, nor would I want to do that before the world's finished, so, you know, it's actually kind of funny. I think I have to be very careful about not letting the very limited amount of popularity I'm gaining on YouTube go to my head, because I had like the most narcissistic dream today. So I came back from the chiropractor, because I go to the chiropractor because I have some spine issues. Nothing serious, mind you, but anyway. I go to the chiropractor, and I came back from the chiropractor, and I had lunch, and I was like tired, because you know after you eat, you get kind of eepy, as the expression goes. And I laid down for a nap, and I napped for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. It was a long nap, is what I'm saying. But in the nap, I had a dream that was like, I woke up from it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, is my ego really that inflated? Basically, recently in my life, I cut contact with a friend of mine who is, I don't want to get too into it because, again, I don't want to pull like a certain Minecraft YouTuber who's currently in his decline that will not be named, that has the funny smiley face mask, but what was I saying? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, I woke up thinking like, wow, my ego is inflated, but not to get too much into my personal life, but I recently cut off a longtime friend just because they were engaging in some unhealthy habits. And in this dream, I had... So actually, I should probably actually give some preface to this. This is going to sound fucking insane, and if you call me a lunatic in the comments, frankly, I don't blame you. But I have had dreams about this Minecraft world, which started after I started taking these anti-anxiety meds. I think it's because they do something with the chemicals in your brain, it makes them like more active or something, I don't know. But anyway, I had a dream about this world like a couple of months ago, and by a couple I mean like a month and a half ago, where basically I logged on and somehow like hackers or griefers or something had gotten into my game and had just completely destroyed like this whole town. I mean, like everything. It was blown to pieces. And I remembered that somehow they like did this thing where they had like a TNT launcher, and said TNT launcher like launched the TNT out in like a big ring around the world like over and over again, so that it was like blowing everything up. Um, but that dream, I woke up from, I'm like, oh shit, thank God that wasn't real, because I've spent so much time on this Minecraft world. Um, but I woke up from that dream, and then the other day, or well, today actually, when I got back from the chiropractor's and took a nap, um, I had this dream where the person that I was just talking about that I recently cut out of my life had like gone on like a YouTube talk show and had like made an expose piece about how I was like a piece of shit or something, which, for the record, I have no skeletons in my closet. Um, I don't know why my brain was like, ooh, paranoia, but I was like, oh no, in the dream, I was like, oh no, my YouTube career, and so I went on this other talk show, and it was like some weird channel where it wasn't like a drama alert or anything like that, and I don't even know like where my brain came up with this channel, but it was like a PNG tuber, who like, for those of you who don't know what a PNG tuber is, it's those people who have like little like OCs or characters that have like little still frames of them being angry or sad or happy or crossing their arms or whatever. But I went on some like PNG tubers like series and basically like defended myself. But in the dream, I then logged into my Minecraft world, and in the dream from like 2 or 3 months ago where everything got griefed, it was this person and like 3 or 4 of their friends that they had like gotten to join them, and I was like, no, I was like freaking out, and I'm not kidding, I woke up in a cold sweat, and I was like dude, what is wrong with me? Because like there is no actual way that my ego is so fucking inflated from like 300 subscribers that I think someone would go out of their way to do an expose piece on me. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, I must be a like subliminal narcissist or something, I don't know. But yeah, it was just funny. I don't know. I thought it was funny. So I think for today, I'm going to furnish the inside of this, and then maybe get to the depot down here, but I think this is going to be another multi-episode thing. I know, I'm sorry. But I think I'm going to make this a multi-episode thing, because I think I want to take some time and think about like how I want to structure the Spire, because now that that idea has come to me, it's kind of what I'm wanting to do. And by kind of, I mean it's what I'm going to do. So I am going to do the inside of this building, or this floor, which I think is going to be probably like the boss's office or the actual like ready room for the mines. I'm not sure yet. I'm still kind of working that part out. But I think we'll go with the boss's office. That seems like what makes the most sense for this room, to me at least. So, the boss has got to have, well, I should actually probably use a different wood type. On the next episode, we'll do like the next 2 floors, because technically this is 2 floors, because it's got the depot underneath it as well. But yeah, that'll be like the boss's office area, in that little room there. So let me see, do I have any other wood on hand? I do have other wood on hand. So let's make the desk out of that. We'll make a chair for him as well. And then I'll do some other stuff here. You'll see. I'm cooking. Let me cook. God, don't ever let me say that again. But yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Back to the dream. It was funny because I woke up in a cold sweat and my heart was racing. and I was like, fuck, man, I cannot, seriously. I was actually, like, really sad, not even because of what happened in the dream. I was sad because I could not actually believe that, like, my ego is that inflated. Remember to always try and humble yourself, and I do it by reminding myself that I am a nobody, and that eventually I will die, and there's nothing I can do about it. And I know that sounds really morbid, but, I don't know. I find that it's a good way to stay rooted, because if you think about it like eventually you're going to die, then things just kind of don't go to your head as much, I think. Because I think a lot of people who are, like, notorious egotists, right? I won't name any names, but I think that those people tend to be, the ones who sort of feel like they're going to live forever. And everyone has moments like that where you kind of feel that way, like you're going to live forever, like, you know, you're on top of the world. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with having moments where you're proud of yourself. I mean, I'm not saying don't be proud of yourself. But when you get to the point where you are so prideful that it starts affecting people around you, like people want to stop being around you, people think that you're kind of an asshole, people think you're full of yourself, that is generally when you need to kind of dial it back and say, hang on, I'm not gonna live forever. I am not some fucking wonderful, awesome, cool, freaky, wacko person. I'm just a guy, or a girl, who is here and alive and at some point is going to die. It's weird. I actually personally find a lot of comfort in the fact that everybody dies someday, which I say that to some people and they say, wow, you're a fucking psychopath, which is kind of fair, I guess, but the reason that I find comfort in it is because if you actively know and actively acknowledge the fact that at some point you will no longer exist, at least here on Earth, I'm not trying to make any implications as to the spiritual side of things. That I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. But if you kind of realize, like, I'm not here forever, you can also then realize that neither are your mistakes. Any embarrassing moment, any stupid thing you've said, any little slip or embarrassing moment, you could be the most hated person in the world because of embarrassing things you've done, and you can be the most ostracized person in the world as well. And as long as you remember that at some point you will no longer exist, and at some point, unless you're like a grand historical figure like Napoleon or Caesar or George Washington or what have you, that at some point your existence will fade from the collective human memory, you can find comfort in it, because you can at least take solace in the fact that the embarrassing moments, the things that you wish everyone would forget about, the things that you wish never happened, the things you wish you would have done differently, all of that will cease to be relevant because the people that it impacted will cease to exist as well. But you can also find hope in that that's happened millions and billions, possibly trillions of times before you, and it will go on for trillions upon billions of times after you. Part of the reason that I like YouTube myself is because I get to present a character to you guys. And while, you know, I'm not saying that like I'm putting on a facade when I do these videos, I would be lying if I was saying to you guys that the person I am here on YouTube and the kind of character I present is accurate to who I am in real life, or kind of who I am around friends, or who I am, etc., etc. And so what I like about YouTube is that I get to have the parts of myself preserved, even if it's just for a short while, in a way that makes me look and feel good about kind of the way that I will be still around even after I die. Because even if I died tomorrow, right? Like, let's say I get in a car wreck, because, that happens. I mean, it's not unthinkable that I could be killed tomorrow. It's not unthinkable that you could be killed tomorrow, um, Michael. But, that's a joke. Uh, but, uh, but basically, it's just, the thought of it is that the nice thing about YouTube, and the reason I'm kind of stoked that I'm actually getting a bit of a following, is that I am reaching far more people, and presenting only the best parts of me, in a way where whenever I'm long gone and the people that I knew personally will cease to exist, as well as me, there will still be a trace of me left here on YouTube. That is, unless YouTube does something similar to what a certain pornographic website did a couple years ago, where they kind of purge a lot of really underperforming videos. Then the parts of me that will be preserved here on YouTube will be an image that I will have shaped, and it won't contain any of the embarrassing things. It won't contain any of the things that I'd like people to forget. It won't contain any of that. And I can peacefully know that that I get to be remembered, or at least I get to continue existing in some form, in a way that is most permeable, or rather comparable to the way that I wished people perceived me. Because I know that I talk about some pretty heavy shit. For instance, the fact that everybody you know and everyone who remembers you will die someday, as well as you. Sorry for anybody who has existential depression out there. But quite frankly, I am not, in reality, as philosophical as I would like to present myself in these silly little YouTube videos I make. And frankly, I'm not even really all that intelligent. And again, I'm not saying that you all think I am, or anything like that, but all I am saying is that I'm not a great philosopher. I'm not some fucking, heroic deity. I'm just a guy. Same as literally everybody. Same as you, same as the biggest celebrity in the world, same as the most powerful men, women in the world. We're all just people at the end of the day. And at some point, again, unless you're like Napoleon or Caesar or George Washington, at some point, your collective memory will cease to exist. And that's okay, because it happens to everyone. And there's no avoiding it. So why be terrified of it? Why not instead take a little bit of comfort and simply acknowledge the fact that it's just a part of life. It's a part of existence. We are, without consent and without warning, brought into this world, and we are, without consent and without warning, ripped from it. And it is with our warning and with our consent that we shape the course of our life. But the inevitable fact of it is that rich or poor, young or old, well, I guess not young or old, but rich or poor, kind or mean, social or withdrawn, death gets us all at some point. And, that's okay. Like I've said many times, you can at least find comfort in the fact that eventually all of the embarrassing things you've done, all the stupid things you've said, all of the people you've hurt, and all of the things you wish you could take back will vanish. Even if it doesn't feel like it, even if it feels like one of the mistakes you made today, or when you spoke to that girl or guy, or whenever you made an ass of yourself in Mrs. Wachowski's class, or when you got fired from your favorite job, or anything like that, you can rest assured knowing that eventually it will cease from the collective human memory. And that nothing is permanent. As much as people will like to tell you, you know, everything you post on the internet is permanent and nothing ever goes away, and if you post one bad thing on the internet, it's going to ruin your whole life. And don't get me wrong, I agree that you shouldn't post compromising things on the internet, because they do last a very, 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 very long time, and they will outlive you. You can at least rest assured knowing that even if you did something like that, at some point, it will be gone. And at some point, people will stop laughing at you, people will stop judging you, people will stop caring, in a good and a bad way. And on that note, I think that's where we're going to end this episode. That was a fucking banger thing to end it on. I am so fucking awesome. No, I'm kidding, but I think that's where we're going to end it for today. So, next episode, we will build the next floor of the Miners Guild, and maybe expand the mine shaft a little bit. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. But yeah, as always, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you have enjoyed this video and I haven't given you any kind of new existential fear, again, apologies, Michael. I'm stealing that joke. I'm a joke thief. I'm a total joke thief. Anyway, if I haven't, you know, given you any kind of... Jesus fucking Christ, my brain is so disjointed. But if I haven't given you any kind of new existential dread to worry about, subscribe and like. It would help me out a lot. Thank you. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.